A majority of cops, I would say 99% of cops, go out every day, put the badge on, and enforce the law, and obey the law.
Officer beat! Officer beat!
But that 1% sullies the reputation of everybody.
Hey!
Is there a problem, officer?
I'm Joe Halpin. I'm the writer and the creator of The Oath. I'm also an ex-cop who was a member of a cop gang. A cop gang, if I had to define it, would be a subculture within the police department. It's a group of people who band together to make sure that their careers and their livelihood is not threatened by either the administration or by the public on the street. Once you become a cop, you realize that you're surrounded by negativity. Nobody calls a cop for a good reason. And when you get there, you have to take control of the situation. You have to make a snap decision. And those decisions can end up costing you your career or possibly have you end up being put in jail.
Hands where we can see him, gentlemen.
Are you serious?
Relax, we're cops. Yeah, we know.
So it becomes very easy early on to start doing these little micro morality passes where you fudge your description of the occurrences of what happened.
Be interesting to see how much of that actually gets booked.
From there, it's like a slippery slope. And once you begin down that path of corruption, things go south. And that's how the gangs start to form.
20K each.
I would say right now there's about a dozen gangs within the LA County Sheriff's Department alone. As a young deputy, the first time I became aware of cop gangs, I immediately heard about a gang called the Grim Reapers. I saw how much respect they earned in the eyes of the other police officers around me.
I run the program. They don't question my choices. And in front of them, neither do you. Get inside.
Around 1997 is when I started leading the Reapers. And during that same time, I was driving and I noticed somebody who sat in a familiar way in their car. And it's something I recognized from years of being undercover. And initially I chalked it up to the fact that he was probably an off-duty cop on his way home. But then I made a right and he made a right with me. So I knew at that point that I was being followed.
Picked up a tail. Where? Town car, 2 back.
I later learned that they were trying to indict me for falsification of search warrants. There's an importance placed on tattoos within the cop gang culture. It's a sign of prestige if you have one. There was a member at one point who was under investigation, him and another deputy, and he decided to testify against the other deputy. Well, that's a complete violation of our rules inside the gang.
Look, we're asking you nicely to rescind Winter's orders or else.
Or else what, man?
You wanna find out?
So when he came back, the first thing he did was ask if we were cool. And I said, no, we're not. And I told him he had 2 weeks to transfer out of the station or we'd hold him down and burn that tattoo off his leg.
We run the streets!
The world of cop gangs has never been accurately depicted. I understand these choices because they were choices I made myself. I wrote it, and now you can watch it.